Daisy, did you just see your boyfriend Gizmo? It's a nice, bright, sunny day today. A good day to go out garage sale hunting, right? All right, let's get ready. A lot better than that rain we had yesterday. And if you're wondering what a primetime breakfast looks like, got some nice eggs here with some ham. Got some pretzel bread, some pepper jack cheese. That's how we do it up. Hey everyone, it's Dominic the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Welcome back to another video, day 2 of that community garage sale. And as you can see, it is nice and bright and sunny. Nothing like the rain that we had to deal with yesterday. So I'm looking forward to a great day of treasure hunting. Mrs. Primetime is coming along, but in a separate car because she has to leave later, and I'm gonna go around, continue to search for some good finds and maybe go out to some other sales as well. I don't know, but we're gonna head out right now, so let's go find those treasures. So they're all 90s Pokemon Burger King figures? Keychains and plushes. Did you used to work there?
I worked at a radio station.
Okay.
Burger King was a client.
Oh, okay. So you got them that way?
And they gave me the box.
Wow. That's cool. Nice. All right. Okay, so yesterday I got those Pokemon cards. That was a great score, and this was a great score right here. I picked up all of these Pokemon plush and toys and keychains in here. So, you know, there's a bunch of them in there. On the bottom of them is where they say Burger King, and it shows the Burger King logo. So, you know, you could see, like, sometimes it's on the side like that, so hopefully you could see that. And a little tip for you when you're searching comps when you're out there. I mean, you're obviously not going to look up every single one of these figures. And so what you want to do is make sure you use the word lot. And so we knew they were from Burger King because it says Burger King. It'll sometimes just say Burger King, and sometimes have the logo, sometimes both. And then type in Pokemon because that's what they are. So lot, Burger King, Pokemon, search for completed, and then arrange it from highest to lowest. And what you'll find, just try to get a general sense, just kind of estimate how many, you know, are in the bag here. There's got to be like 50 of them in here, or maybe more. Some of them are, you know, little like stuffed animals. And again, they all came from Burger King as promos in the 90s. So these average going rate for something like this would be around $60. So it was an easy decision to pick it up for $10. She wanted 15. I knew she'd take 10, so I just offered her 10. She's like, sure. It wasn't hers. It was her son, who now is a comic book colorist. So that was pretty interesting. And so she showed me some comic books, and we started talking about that. So it was pretty interesting and pretty cool to pick that up. And so now we're going to zip on over to the next place. We're going to buy this for Daisy. Mogwai. What would you do on both of these together? Would you sell them like any kind of deal combined?
Sure would.
What would you do? Were you Barney?
What's that?
Were you Barney?
That was the fun
Barney and Barney and Betty here?
I can't remember how long ago it was.
Yeah. What would you do for both of them?
$6
All
total.
right. Yeah, that works.
You want to take them? All right.
Yeah. All right, that works. Thanks.
We wore them one time and they got shit put in a bin. Huh?
There you go. I could see a couple wanting them though, so yeah.
I don't think it was
Yeah.
this
Cool.
house. I think it was the other house still.
No,
Alright.
we lived in the other house. We were.
Yeah, we'll have to pass on this. I'll get in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah. So start thinking ahead, folks. I know it is only May, but Halloween will be right around the corner in September. You want to start listing your costumes, you know, sometime around that month. So, you know, these I picked up and got a good deal on them for just $6. These are very light, easy to ship. They'll still go out first class. You have to think, people who go out to Halloween parties, they go out in couples. So there will be someone who wants to go as Barney and Betty Rubble from the Flintstones. So it's perfect. She wanted $5 for each of them originally. All you have to do is ask. She was very nice and did both of them for $6. In terms of value, these go for around 20 to 25 bucks each. And so around Halloween time, you could see a couple that's willing to pay just for the convenience, you know, something around, you know, $45, $49.99 for the pair of these. Cookie Monster. Oscar. Not bad. Pick them up. Buck a piece. From the 1970s. All right, I could not pass these two up. Oscar the Grouch, Cookie Monster. These things are huge plushes. Value on them is about 30 bucks a piece, but it's one of these items that if you bundle them together, someone will pay up more just to get both of them at once. So I'm gonna list these probably for somewhere over 60 bucks. Not bad for a $2 investment, buck a piece. Now, these actually come from the 1970s. To know that, you have to know brand. And on the back here, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Actually, it's on the side of Cookie Monster and on the back of Oscar. There's a brand called, I don't know if you can see it too well, but it's called Knickerbocker. And they made these in the 70s. So these huge giant plushes. And you could kind of get a sense of that just based on kind of the retro look of these. Hey, Cookie Monster, will you stop eating my hand? They're not cookies. So to put him aside, I love Cookie Monster. He's one of my favorites. I know Christine Caldwell's probably watching this. She loves Cookie Monster too. So big shout out to Christine from Cookie Monster right there. And to all the prime timers. Oscar, he's a little grumpy as usual, so he doesn't want to partake in the festivities a little bit too much. So we're gonna go outside, catch up on his prime time, and see if we can find some other treasures. Primetime fangirl shirt, anyone? To look for Wimpy Kid books, but another one to look for is hardcover Dork Diaries. These are great, and at 50 cents a piece, as long as there's no writing inside, pick them up all day and sell these in lots. All right, there we go. Wound up getting 7 of them for $3, so that is definitely a good deal. You know, for a random 7, you get like 35 bucks out of it. Not bad for a $3 investment, but I have more of them at home that I'm going to combine with this and just will increase the value on them. And remember, these ship media mail, so you do not have to pay a lot for shipping these. That's what I'm talking about, experience. I've seen these a million times. They never sell, so I never pick them up. Harley Davidson camouflage shirt. The camouflage sleeves on it, I like that. It's good. $2?
Yeah.
All right. That's good. These are very interesting.
Yeah, those
1950s.
Yeah. I bought a house about 15 years ago and they were in a barn.
Really?
Yeah. And I've just been hanging on to them, but
Yeah.
it's
They're
like,
pretty cool.
yeah. Yeah, they are. They have that distinct smell.
Yeah, that old smell. I like things from barns. Pretty cool. Oh boy.
I know they're okay. Normally I don't buy pillows. Yeah. Thank you.
Would you do $10 on them?
Sure.
All right. Thanks. All right. Okay, so a couple things I want to point out to you. Number one, Harley Davidson, great brand. I have crushed it with Harley Davidson in the past, and these long camo sleeves, I mean, that's just going to be a huge seller. It's going to appeal to both bikers and hunters, so that is perfect. And I actually wound up getting it for $1 because before I purchased it, one of the things you could do, if you see little defects that you know you could fix, mention it, and the person may just lower the price without you having to say anything. Because you could see here, there's a few little like white, I don't know how well it's going to show in the sunshine here, but there's a few little like white streaks there, right there. Those are just deodorant streak marks, and those will come right off. So before I didn't even have to say anything. She just said, oh, just give me $1 and it's yours. So that was great. But the real big score was this entire box of these vintage strength magazines and these muscle magazines. I mean, this thing is just crazy how many are in here. I mean, I did not do a count, but there are a lot in here, as you can see. I mean, it is just packed, and these all go back to the 1950s. Now, 13 of these types of magazines, this strength and health, 13 of them recently sold from the 1950s, sold for $80. And there's way more than 13 in there. So one of the things I would advise doing, and you've seen me do this a lot, is I ask people some questions about where they got the items, how they got the items, because that tells me whether or not they're personally invested into it. And if they're not really personally invested into it, then they're going to be more likely to give you a deal. Just like the lady with the Pokemon toys earlier. She didn't care. They were her sons. Moms give away stuff from their kids all the time, and that's what she did. And the lady right here with these magazines, she didn't care because she got them in a barn that she bought the house. She just found them in there, so she didn't have a personal attachment to it. So even though she had $20 on the box, she was willing to take half. And you heard me do that. I'm trying to put some of the actual negotiations live as I'm doing them on there so you could hear how it works, so you could use those techniques when you go out and source. So just like that, $10 off. So you have to be willing to ask, or else you're not going to get deals. I mean, people price things up at garage sales sometimes because they just know that people are going to come in and haggle. So, if you don't haggle, they're like, fine, they'll just take the, she would have taken the $20, obviously, if I just handed her a 20, but you just have to ask. Worst thing, she says no, then maybe you try to meet in the middle of 15 or something like that. And if she's really, really firm and sticks with the 20, you could decide whether or not you want to take it. For this, I actually would have been worth it. But, basically, I feel like I just got a 50% off. So that's just some negotiation tips and strategies and ways to figure out whether or not someone is going to be willing to make a deal. If it's their personal thing from when they were younger, they are going to be more likely to want to hold on to it and stick closer to the price that they have it. But, absent that, you could probably make some good deals. Do you know if these came in a set of 6 originally, or?
I think there's 2 SpiderMan. They actually came in a set of 4, and I got 2 sets, and over time, some were broken.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, and Captain America's missing his head and stuff. I see.
Yep.
And his arm. They must have lost it in battle to somebody, like to Red Skull or something.
Did you see the new movie?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
No, you can't wash them in the dishwasher. That's
Yeah,
the thing. They start to lose some of the...
Okay. They're cool, though. So these Marvel drinking glasses are really pretty cool. I picked them up for $2 for 5 of them. Now, it turns out, I did a little research, they came out in a set of 3, actually, and these were the 3 that were in the set in 2010. She had picked them up for her child back then, but he never really got into it, so that's why she's selling them. And someone was trying to sell these several times on eBay for $50, so $40 plus $10 shipping, and they didn't sell. I think they would sell, but they're overpriced. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to try to sell these 3, and then I'm going to keep this one for me. Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters, and I love drinking out of glasses like this. And this is like the perfect size, so I could see a nice soft drink in here or something, and that's going to be fun. So I'm going to keep this one for me. And then there's the Captain America one that's damaged, so I'll probably just toss that or keep it somewhere for like a little decoration or something. So multi-purpose purchase, but for $2, man, just can't go wrong with something like this. Hard to even find a spot that's how many cars are lined up down the street here today, but that's good. It's a pretty funny garage sale sign over there. I'll show it to you in a second. Yeah, it's pretty funny, so I like that. Okay, let me tell you something you need to be on the lookout for when you're cruising around these community garage sales. Is something like this. I'm going to give you a close-up of it in a minute. That sign on it says free. I'll show you why this is important. Okay, so this is a great piece that a lot of people will pass up if you're just thinking about eBay, but you've got to look beyond that, especially for these big bulky pieces, these furniture pieces that have like a vintage look to it. They'll sell well on places like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and OfferUp and Let Go. This is all wood, it's solid wood. And, inside, it's got nice, solid construction, all wood construction. It's got that vintage knob right there. Really cool piece. You could do all sorts of things to it. You know, you can clean this up a little bit. You know, it's got a few markings here. Miss Primetime's real good at this. This is something I'm going to grab for her furniture restoration business. She just picked up a desk for free, and towards the end of these sales, which we're already getting people closing up, even though it's like 2 o'clock, you're going to see lots of big furniture pieces like this tossed out. So look them over, grab them, put them in the trunk, and fix it up, and you know, you can make some good money flipping these things on you know, on the local marketplaces. I feel like I'm putting the TARDIS in my car. This thing is awesome. There we go. Now I just gotta close this somehow. All right, got it in. This will close good, and go around look for some more stuff. So I just got back to Primetime Treasure headquarters to drop off a few things, and this is the desk that Mrs. Primetime picked up. So it's good for us to go out in separate vehicles. We're gonna have to name her vehicle one day. I don't know what we're gonna have to call it, but you know, it's pretty cool. You know, it comes out, you know, just like a regular drawer would. You know, 2 nice long drawers, and you know, this is what people mess up with the furniture, is they see all these dings and scratches, and they think it's just, you know, something of no value. But she fixes this stuff up in like less than a day, and then she's got it on Marketplace, and you know, she got this for free, and then she's you know, selling it for like $50, $60, $70, sometimes up to $100 for these things. It's crazy. All right, so just to give you some perspective on just again the size of this thing, it's huge, and you know, I was just talking to Miss Primetime about it, that she'd paint this white. That's what she'd like to do, and she would put some shelves in here, and also maybe put like some type of hook like across the top, so you could have like a wardrobe set up. I don't know, there's all different types of possibilities. You know, she'll, you know, clean up these blemishes and things like that. You know, and she's thinking she could, you know, maybe get like $75 out of this thing, which is not bad for something I just picked up for free. So just another thing to think about with reselling. So Miss Primetime called me, and she has a little tip that she wanted to share through me, which is that she decided she's going to paint that black piece of furniture that I just brought in. She's going to paint it that color instead of green color. The thing I want to tell you about this is that this is something known as oops paint, which basically means that Home Depot made it by accident, and it messed up or something, and so as a result, they sell it at a discount down. That's the primer and paint. That would normally cost like $35 a gallon. So she picks these things up for like $9 a gallon, like at a big discount, and she uses them for like these little projects like that. So it's a great way to get, you know, a good quality paint for cheap. Is you go and you look for and you ask. You just ask them. You can do it at Lowe's too. Ask for mistake paints, and that's how you could get it for cheap. Okay, so now we're gonna head out for round 2. This is the final part of the day. What we're gonna do now that it's around 3 o'clock is strategically try to look for things that people are just getting rid of, either for free or practically for free. You know, really great deals, because you know, they've either been running their garage sale all day, or yesterday and today. It's not scheduled for tomorrow, and they just want to get rid of it to the point that they'll practically give it away. Yeah, how much for the Walking Dead book?
I'll do 15 for all of them.
Okay. Do you have any other comics?
I got a couple.
Yeah? Okay. Take a look. Okay, so I gotta tell you a funny story that relates back to what I was saying earlier about finding out, you know, how people obtain the items that they have that they're trying to sell. So it turns out, I asked the guy if he has any other comic books, so he brings out a small little box of comic books. The only thing in there that was good that I wanted was Deadpool. There were 4 Deadpool comics, but they weren't in great shape. They had some dings on them and stuff, so they were not near mint, which is what I prefer. The Walking Dead books that you saw, I like to get those when I could find them, but I usually pay like $1 a piece or even less for that. Turns out that they weren't even like first printings. They were like 4th, 7th, 5th, all that sort of stuff. So that takes the value down a little bit on them. Then he brings out this big binder of Marvel trading cards. And he had a whole bunch of different sets. And he had a 1992 set with the 5 holograms. And that goes for about $85. And guy's telling me that minimum he wants to get out of the cards alone is $200. And he was just not flexible with regards to price. He wouldn't really negotiate. And the reason for that is because they're his cards from when he was little and he's still attached to them and he doesn't really want to sell them. So he was not motivated to sell. But again, I just want to pass that on because, you know, it just goes to show, you know, how you obtained what it is that you're trying to sell and why you're trying to sell it makes all the difference in the world. He's not strapped for cash. He's not trying to make room or anything like that. So he's going to try to max out the price on it, which he should do. I mean, that's fine. He could do that. But, you know, just you got to realize when you're going to be able to make a deal and when you're not, and just to say, you know, good luck with the stuff and just walk away and move on to the next one. So with that said, let's move on to the next place. Okay, so this is a very good example of what I'm talking about. You'll find these free piles sometimes at the end of garage sales. And I just took a peek in this box here. And one of the things I found was this Disney's Discovery Park cup. And the thing that jumped out to me with it is this character right here, which is called Figment. And Figment is an older character from the Journey into Imagination. They don't really use them anymore. So it made me look this up, and turns out that this one sold recently for $17.50, and there's only one currently online for on eBay for $21. It has 4 watchers, so for free I'm definitely going to pick this one up, list it, and this should be a guaranteed sale. Okay, so right here is another old furniture piece that I found for Mrs. Primetime, and the thing that I want to impress upon you is you have to look past this kind of stuff. Like this stuff right here, this just pulls off very easily. And then this stuff right here, this stuff could just get sanded down really quickly, really easily. And then you just refinish it. Underneath it, you're gonna see there's like this wooden bar, and all you do is you just push it like that, and then the leaf goes down. So you're all set. So, you know, I'm gonna have to put some this on before and after so I could show you what Miss Primetime does with these when she's all finished. But I just talked to her, and she definitely wants me to pick this up for her. So I am going to get that for her, and she's going to fix this up. And this doesn't cost anything. It is free. So another good pickup. Okay, so that table that I have with the pink wallpaper on it, I told you this is pretty easy just to take off. We literally spent less than 5 minutes and we both peeled that off and revealed something pretty cool underneath. Someone was using, I mean, this table has history. Someone was using this for a football field. So you could see at one point, this is likely all painted green, and they had the different marks for the yard lines here. They even put the middle marks right there as well. And it looks like they were having Notre Dame play against UCLA. So pretty cool. I mean, this thing is solid wood. I mean, this thing is rock solid. So Miss Primetime said this is the best piece she thinks with the most potential. This one she had looked up. This one was, when it was originally came out, this piece was a $300 piece. So now we're not saying we're going to get 300 out of that, but I'm just saying this was an expensive piece at one point. So really excited about all these different pieces here. All right, so let me show you a final wrap up of all the things that we wound up getting today. Okay, so here's the roundup. As you can see, this gives you a better perspective on the size of these Sesame Street dolls. With Sesame Street, remember, you want vintage Sesame Street, not brand new Sesame Street dolls. You want vintage Sesame Street. So this 1970s stuff is golden. There's, of course, the Flintstone costumes that I got. This gives you a better sense of just how many of these Pokemon, Burger King toys and keychains and plushes are here. Also gives you a better sense of just how many of these 1950s physique and muscle magazines are here. I mean, there's just a ton of them. And remember, comps on these are that 13 of them sold for $80, and I got all these for $10. So another thing to tell you here is about this Harley shirt that I didn't show you earlier, but this Harley shirt is double-sided, and that always is a big help when you are trying to sell shirts, especially Harley. People love to display their love of Harley. And then, of course, there's the Dork Diary books that I wound up getting, and the Marvel glasses. And that is the Mogwai from Gremlins that we're going to give to Daisy. One of the things that I'm thinking of doing is actually filming a separate video where we actually introduce Daisy to the Mogwai to see what her reaction to it would be. I think that would be pretty funny, so we're gonna plan that out, I think. And of course, you know, these 3 pieces of furniture, all for free. Didn't pay a dime for any of this stuff. So I gotta say, overall, this was a great day, great haul. And I almost forgot, we got this Epcot mug for free as well. So, you know, this should be like a $20 piece right here, and just was given away for free. So another good pickup here with this. Okay, everyone, well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let other people know about it. Also, make sure that you come by to the Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. We are very, very close to 9,000 members, and I will be doing a giveaway. Looks like I'll be doing a mystery box giveaway, and those are customized to the person who wins the mystery box. It's not just a bunch of random junk and stuff. So come by for that, for a chance to win. And also make sure you come to my Instagram account. That's @prime_time_treasure. I'll see you at the next video, everyone. Take care.